Hello, welcome to a quick tutorial about camera shake, because we as CG artists often have to junk things up a bit. We have to add some barrel distortion to our shots, or maybe just a little bit of blur over the entire thing, just to make our footage match what has been shot practically with a real camera. So we're given these virtual cameras, and I'm going to show you the difference between randomness and noise, because you don't want to add randomness to the way your camera moves, right? It's a temptation to go into your rotate and translate fields and just get some randomness going in there, put in an expression. But look at the difference here. What the red indicates is noise. And noise from point to point really has some sort of destination or intelligence to it. It has a path, even though its course is completely random. So you can see how mountains are created. And when I learned about noise and CG, it changed really the way I viewed all of it. That these tools are using noise to create organic, real-looking things. So to add randomness, you can see our value pops, it jumps from here to here, and in physical space that isn't possible, right? This defies gravity and forces and mass, whereas noise is something that moves like my muscle memory. If I were to move my mouse across the screen, it doesn't just jump like this. I have muscles that are imperfect, and it's a slight path with some varying degree. So let's get right into it and look through our still camera and look at how our shot has really no representation of dimension. There's the android and the character in the foreground and a defocused background, and that's really all I'm feeling. Would be really great to see some kind of normal camera movement. So let's back up and look at the camera that I created with some shake to it. And it's a very subtle yet powerful tool to change kind of the way your shot feels. So already we have a sense that we're standing here maybe. I'm more compelled to feel connected to this shot and to this android. I'm almost a little bit more afraid of it, you know. And I do feel placed in this scene a little bit with that shaky cam. So let's do it ourselves really quick. You want to create a null object, and that will preserve your camera's location and rotation. You probably worked hard to position it this way. So the null will simply act as a parent by connecting this wire. In your rotate field, let's rotate the camera and see. We need to go to our still camera. Let's rotate this parameter and see that, yeah, having some shake in here would be pretty cool. Right click and go to motion effects, and there it is, noise. How great is it that we can see this right here? It's so vivid. We can change our period right away, and that's really our time frame, and you're going to see this stretch out. And you can see some pretty natural looking movement. So I've seen alligator used quite a bit as a choice, but you're welcome to find a noise type that gives you the best feel. Right now it feels like sparse. The default's pretty nice. So our amplitude, let's leave it alone. Next, let's go back to our null and modify our translate value. I think putting noise in there is a great idea. And that's way too jumpy. This axis is just a bit more sensitive, so the settings that we used for that other aren't going to work. And change that a little bit longer so it's not so crazy. Maybe not as much amplitude. All right, so there you have some natural looking camera shake. Again, if you were to do randomness, why don't we stop it and I'll see if I can mimic what randomness would look like. It would just bounce from here to here, back and forth, without being a very smooth transition. So that probably didn't help too much. So I really hope you benefited by this. Well, as always, I'd like to reward you for your time, and I thank you and leave you with something that I added a little bit of camera shake to. I created these light cycles and just wanted to have some fun because I'm a big fan of Tron. And without camera shake to this shot, I just didn't feel like I was connected. I didn't feel like I was there. So I wanted to get right next to that wheel and just feel like I was present. So thanks again, and I hope this has helped you a lot. Feel free to add noise to other stuff, obviously, to focal length, and go into your camera settings